I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the I Am Not Okay With This after show. We are now talking about episode 6, Like Father, Like Daughter. I am Kelsey Meyer, and I'm joined by the lovely Div.
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Hey, Div. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry I wasn't there for the last episode.
I know. I really missed you. Oh, I missed you. But now you're here, so it's okay. Let me know. Let's hear it. What did you think about this episode? Overall thoughts?
Yeah, so this episode was really kind of interesting because a good thing happened in the sense that Sydney's relationship with her mom seems to be rekindling a little bit. They seem like they're bonding over their father. Obviously, Sydney gets some answers about sort of what happened with her father and sort of why he passed away, which is really sad, actually. I was pretty bummed out about the whole thing. But it also ends in kind of a mysterious thing, which is she loses her diary. So I'm curious to see where that goes. But overall, super amazing episode. I'm super excited for the finale. So
I agree. I know. It's just getting more and more like I think things keep just developing so much more during every episode. And you're like, ooh, what are we going to find out? I think the first thing we have to talk about, though, is how Sid and Stan go over and watch that library footage, because you're left in the last episode with them talking in the car, and Sid is telling him how she felt like she wasn't alone in the library, that she was being followed, and then episode 4 ended with us seeing that like Grim Reaper-y sort of guy, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think of that?
This was the second time I think we've seen him, because the first time we saw the Grim Reaper figure was when it was following Sid, and now we see the whole episode starts off with them reviewing the footage of the library scene. And it's freaky. Like, you see her walking through the aisles, and all of a sudden, all the books like fall everywhere. It's starting to get pretty sinister. So
yeah, it is. It's getting darker and darker. I agree.
It is, and it was kind of unexpected, but I don't really know how it happened or what caused the library thing. Like, because she wasn't that mad in that scene, so it wasn't her that caused it. So
it's interesting because I feel like she was mad, but you're right. She wasn't as mad as she's been in the past.
Yeah.
And so when they're reviewing this footage and you can't see anything, and he's like, "Oh, is that it?" She's like, "No, that's just my shadow," or vice versa, right? You're like,
yeah.
"Oh, is this person, whoever it is, helping Sydney, or like is he the one who's creating these things or making them worse or not?" I don't know. So it's a really interesting.
Yeah, she was definitely freaking the fuck out, like, just during that whole entire scene.
I know.
When her and Stan were going through the footage, like, she's freaking out, and I would too if I was in her position. It's scary.
Of course, I know, and she thinks someone's playing a joke on her at first. Well, and then that part I thought was interesting too, because like Jenny and all them in the detention were making fun of her. So I think that was going through her head initially when someone was flickering the light. She's like, "Hey, that's not funny. Like, stop messing with me."
Right.
And then she realizes, like you said, like, "Oh shit, it might actually be not one of them." Yes, that part was wild. That part was definitely interesting.
Super scary.
And then, oh, that's right. And then you see Brad getting pissed at Sydney, because you never really see that at the end of the last episode. You do a little bit, like, that he's about to lose his mind.
Right.
But what do you think of that? That freaked me out when he like slammed the locker.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
super aggressive. Like, it was unnecessary the way he came at her, obviously. Like, you don't do that, especially to a female as a man. It's very offensive.
Right.
But then when the lockers opened behind him, you could tell he was kind of freaked out.
Spooked. He was
super spooked.
Yeah.
So he kind of went off. But I have a bad feeling like things between Bradley and Sid are about to get worse.
That's what I know. That's exactly how I felt. And that's what I said. Like the last episode, I was like, their relationship is not like a relationship's like, "Oh, I hate my friend's boyfriend." It's like she hates him, like, deep down. And he keeps doing stuff to just like poke her more. And there's so much friction between them. It's like, ooh, they're clearly winding up for something.
100%. But he deserves everything. Like, cheating on your girlfriend. Cheating on your girlfriend's not cool. Like,
no.
Not
He's
cool
the
at all.
actual worst.
Yeah.
He's the actual worst. I was scared that Dina might get back together with him, but so far we didn't see that at all in this episode. So I was like, thank God.
She deserves better.
Yeah, I'm like, stay strong, girl. Stay strong,
Right.
Dina. Oh, and then you have Stan and Sydney in the cafeteria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking, and Stan's trying to talk to her about the homecoming situation, and she's not listening. And I like, I love Stanley.
Right.
I felt so badly for him. I was like, this poor thing. Like, I know Sid's going through a lot, but it's like, come on, girl.
Give him a shot.
Come on.
Yeah. But the fact that he stood up and then went to ask the girl, like, sitting 3 rows behind him to homecoming, like, I was like, let's go, Stan. Like, you got balls.
Oh, I know. But he doesn't want to. That's
of
the
course
worst
not.
part.
He's head over heels for Sid. He doesn't want anybody except for her.
And she has no idea. I mean, maybe she does. I think she does to a degree, but
she does. But her mind is so caught up with Dina that, like, she doesn't. I don't think her and Stan are going to work out.
Do you think she knows her mind's caught up with Dina, though? It's like, or do you think that do you think she's still kind of circulating that?
100%. I think she's 1,000% in for Dina, and she's established with herself at least that, like, she doesn't want Stan in that way. So, but she's dealing with so many complexities just of her life and everything. It's like, how do you even, like, I can imagine being in a relationship with all that drama going on outside of, like, my life, right? Like,
right. Which I think she's trying to get that point across, but it's like, girl, come on. Only I feel for her. I'm like, okay, yeah, angsty, horrible teen. Your boyfriend or your friend's boyfriend sucks, is threatening you,
Yeah.
But I'm like, he's trying to be there for you.
He's such a sweetheart.
Homecoming's not at the top of her list. I get that.
No.
I get that. But then we see, oh, that's right, Liam, poor Liam. When Liam gets punched in the eye by his evil rival and says, what did he say? Like, your weird sister. Where's your weird sister before?
Yeah.
That kind of broke my heart because Liam, I feel like, really cares for Sydney and is not one of the only people, but is someone who really is there for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, don't sway his like view of her. That kind of hurt my heart a little.
I feel bad for Liam that he got punched, but I feel bad for Sid too, because it's like she's doing everything she can to protect him as a little brother.
Right.
And clearly didn't work out in his favor because he got punched. I don't know who I dislike more, Bradley Lewis or the bully that keeps like messing with Liam. Because I feel like just how you're super protective of Stan, that's how I feel about Liam. He's such a darling. Yeah.
He's so sweet. He's so sweet. And you're right. It's like you hate to see their relationship get torn up. And I think that's what I meant about, like, Liam cares so much for her. And he's one of the only people who I think like genuinely cares, and she does for him as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, when she comes home and he's like, well, you know what he said before he punched me? I was like, no.
I know. I think he'll get over it. He's a young dude. He's just going through, he's going through a little rough time, but he'll be all right.
Teen angst. Do you think that what I thought was interesting is that they didn't have a scene where the mom was like, what happened to your eye? I was kind of waiting for that.
I was thinking about that.
Happened.
Yeah, there's not really interactions between Liam and his mother. Like, I don't think there's been. Yeah, there hasn't been.
Not really at all.
I don't think it's that interesting. But it's not that important, I guess, right? Like, their relationship doesn't really matter.
Maybe in season 2 we'll see more.
Maybe.
Right. And then this part was huge. Sid goes down and starts looking through the stuff in the basement. Yeah. What was going through your head? Were you scared? Were you like spooked? I get spooked every time she goes down there.
I was. I think this time though she went down with like answers, and she like determined to find answers, I think. And obviously she did find them. She found the suitcase or whatever you want to call it. And then I love how she opened up the lock like without even a key. Could you imagine how much easier life would be if you could just open stuff up with your mind?
But that was wild because that was the first time we saw her actually use her powers, like, because she wanted to.
Correct. In a controlled way.
Crazy. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, oh, and she kind of smirks, she's like, ooh, I just did that. That's cool.
She's like, I got this. Yeah.
Yeah. So that part was interesting.
It was. And I think the scene right after that when her mom comes down was like it was cool because we see that her dad was in the Marines, I think it was. And he obviously had PTSD or whatever it was. But I like that her and her mother now are kind of coming together over this, over this thing. So it's cool to see the bond kind of forming.
Yeah, the bond forming, but also like it's almost more of a wall coming up in a way, because her mom at the end of her whole spiel, I mean, clearly you're seeing like, oh, her mom's describing her dad, and that's everything Sydney is. So it's like clearly her dad had these powers too. And she says at the end of her spiel, she's like, I want you to tell me if you ever feel this way. And Sid's not saying anything, and I don't know if she will, to her mom. So that's that made me sad. It's like, okay, I'm rooting for the mom and their relationship, and then it's like, oh crap, does she trust her though? Does she trust talking to her about this? I don't know, maybe not yet.
I don't think so. I think her mom's been pretty just rough with her throughout her whole childhood, at least as from what we've seen. But I think she will. I think she'll start to come maybe clean to her mom about how she feels. Obviously that didn't happen in this episode, but maybe it will. So I don't know.
What did you make of the dog tags? I mean, for me, I was like, oh, you see her wearing that in the dress on every opening scene when she's covered in blood. The little dog tags. I don't know. That stood out to me for some reason.
Yeah. Was that her father's dog tag? Is that what that was?
Yeah. It was like that and the jacket that she found in there.
Right. Yeah. I think she's wearing it in pride, obviously, because she loved her father. So I think it's super cute that she does that. Obviously, that brings us to a question of what the heck was that first scene in the first episode with her covered in blood wearing the dog tag?
Wearing the dog tag.
Yeah, but now we know that had happened after she found out about her dad, because she had the dog tag on, right? So it seems like the whole bloody scene is still yet, and it's just still yet to come. We just don't know what it is.
I'm curious if we'll get more, if that's going to be all the insight we get into her dad and her father's powers, or if like in episodes to come, we'll see flashbacks of his own struggles with it. That's what that whole episode, I was like, that could be a cool little spin.
I think her dad's still going to be a subject of conversation for like the next however many episodes are left. For sure.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I thought this was a huge episode.
It was. It was scary.
Right? It was scary. It's a big lead up to whatever's going to happen in the next episode, right? Because it's just like, whoa, that was a huge bridge we got over with her realizing that she and her dad like share this bond.
Right. Yeah, things are going to get intense for sure.
Right. I almost think, or I thought, when she found that out, that it made her feel less like a weirdo, because that's what everyone kept being like, oh, you're a weirdo, you're a weirdo, you're a weirdo. And I was like, ooh, now she has someone who's at least in it with her. Like, yes, Stanley knows about it. He's the only person who knows about it. But I mean, she cared so much for her dad that I think she's almost like, wow, that's cool. I share this with him. It's just not me. Like, or I'm not alone,
Yeah, she doesn't feel alone anymore. I think that's huge. I think she's starting to get answers, obviously. And before, I don't think she could really connect with anybody, like even Stan or Dina. She couldn't really connect with them on that level. Obviously, Dina doesn't even know about everything that's going on. So I think now she finally has someone that she can connect to, even though he's not physically there. I think she wears that dog tag just to like keep him close, or as close as she can. Yeah. Right.
Well, I'm excited for the finale.
I am too. But then did you see what happened at the end? She lost her diary.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot
she lost her diary.
She goes back and she's like, dear diary, I have so much to tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I almost forgot the biggest part. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was wild. Who do you think has it? I thought she left it at the counselors. I was like, oh.
No, I think that scene happened for a reason. I think someone took it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know who, but if I were to guess, it would be Bradley Lewis or her little brother. I don't know.
Liam would be good. That's what was going through my head when she was like, oh crap, I can't find it. I was like, she probably left it in her locker. The last time we saw it was earlier in the episode when she was at the counselor and she had told the counselor that she was maybe thinking she was being followed. Oh, yeah. Scary. I mean, obviously that's going to come into play in the next episode.
It for sure is. Unless the person who took it was that like mystical Grim Reaper creature thing.
Oh yeah.
So you never know.
It could be. I like that. I mean, can he read? Can that mystical creature read?
Does he even have hands? I don't know.
Right. I still want to know what's symbolic about the cat with the mermaid tail on the front of the diary.
I think it's just to add humor throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, it's kind of good.
Yeah. Everything's pretty stressful. So
I forgot about the diary. That part that stressed me out. That like put a big pit in my stomach.
100%. But I think we'll find out. I think we'll find out soon who has it.
Yes. Well, I can't wait to chat about the finale, the next episode.
Episode 7.
I'm glad you joined me. This was so much more fun.
Of course. Can't leave you hanging.
Right. Tell everyone where we can find you on social media.
Yes. I'm in quarantine like everyone else. So I'm stuck in my house making a bunch of videos. You guys can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Just my name, @DavidVaswani. So
love that. And mine is Kelsmeyer 2. Because like I say every time, the first one was taken. And 2 is better anyways. We like 2. So
yes.
On all of the above, Kelsmeyer 2. And join us for the next episode. And thank you for watching. We appreciate you all. Subscribe, like, yay, comment. We want to hear your thoughts. And thank you.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.